All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the House Environment and Transportation Committee. We are going to start with a voting session, then we'll take a brief pause and have our bill hearings. Council reminded me to remind you that we now have 24 members of this committee, so it requires 13 votes to pass something, but let's never make it that close, guys. And with that, we will start on our vote list. We'll start with House Bill 872, Chair Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. HB 872 is a bill for residential real property tenants' right of first refusal. There are no committee amendments, and the bill has no fiscal note. The bill corrects a term in the provision of existing law related to a tenant's right of first refusal to purchase a residential rental property. The entire bill, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, just scratches out one word and replaces it with two words. That's the entire bill. Move the bill, Mr. Chair.
Bill's moved and seconded. Discussion on the bill. All right, all in favor of House Bill 872, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? No. Jacobs? Otto?
Are you yes or no?
Are you? Okay. Naraki, Morgan, and Baker. Got it? Yeah. Celebrity voted yes.
Okay, this is a recent.
Okay. Okay, bill passes. House Bill 755, Chair Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 755 is a common ownership communities, recreational community, common areas, sensitive information as condition of access. There is one committee amendment, and that one committee amendment adds medical records to the list of sensitive information that cannot be required to access a recreational common area. And very briefly, ladies and gentlemen, the bill prohibits a cooperative housing corporation, a condominium, or homeowners association from requiring certain sensitive information from an owner or an occupant or their guest or child as a condition for accessing a recreational common area, such as reading lounge, playground, or swimming pool. And Mr. Chair, I move that one amendment, please.
Second.
Amendments moved and second. Discussion on the amendments. All right, all in favor of the amendments? Oh, sorry, Delegate Foley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chairman Holmes, so tell me again what the amendment says.
There's a list of items that cannot be required or requested to access a common area. And of the list of items, it includes Social Security card, taxpayer identification number, birth certificate, racial, cannot ask for racial or ethnic origin, national origin, citizenship or immigration status, religious or philosophical beliefs, and we added medical records to that list. That's the amendment, is medical records.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Delegate Foley, my recollection is that during the hearing, you indicated you were okay with that amendment. Yeah, okay. Got it. Any further discussion on the amendment? All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed to the amendment? Okay, amendment passes.
Move the bill as amended, Mr. Chair.
Bill's moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 755 as amended, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? Okay, bill passes. This has a favorable amendment, so if you would like to be added as a co-sponsor, please raise your hand. Teresa, Ruth, Lehman, Healy, Holmes, and Boyce. I don't like going to my right, Jay. Got him. Okay, House Bill 449, Chair Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 449 is referencing to condominiums. And it's the property insurance deductible unit owner responsibility. And very briefly, well, I'll just read it. The bill increases from $10,000 to $25,000 the maximum amount of a council of unit owners property insurance deductible for which the unit owner is responsible if the case of any damage to a portion of the condominium originates from the owner's unit. That's the bill in summary. It increases the insurance deductible from $10,000 to $25,000. There was an amendment which was offered by the Realtors Association, which we accepted, and that amendment basically says to provide the existing notice meaning the insurance requirement, in a contract of sale of a unit related to property insurance deductibles, include notice about the unit owner's responsibility when the damage originates from the unit. Move the amendment, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Amendments moved and seconded. Discussion on the amendments. Yes, Delegate Jacobs?
Delegate Holmes. I have my notes that HOA United was asking for an amendment. Was that considered or not?
I don't recall what HOA, I don't recall what their specific amendment was.
Council has it, Delegate Holmes, Chair Holmes.
Okay.
Ben?
Okay, thank you. The amendment request from HOA United, so this bill, with the amendment and the bill itself, is a more straightforward approach adjusting the deductible. The language from HOA United was proposing model language from that had a much more involved process for determining the type of like allocation of responsibility in the event that there was damage caused from a unit.
All right, thank you.
Any further discussion on the amendment? All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed to the amendment? Amendment passes.
Move the bill as amended, Mr. Chair.
Bill's moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 449 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? Delegate Naraki, Delegate Baker. Bill passes. It is a favorable amendment, so does anyone wish to be added as a co-sponsor? Okay, we will move on to House Bill 166. Chair Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 166 passed the subcommittee favorably. This bill is a departmental. It requires the Commission on Judicial Disabilities, the Judicial Ethics Committee, or any other body designated by the Supreme Court of Maryland to administer and implement the conflict of interest and financial disclosure provisions of the Maryland Public Ethics Law for candidates to be state officials of the judicial branch. This is essentially a technical bill. There were no amendments. I would ask you to please move the bill.
Bill has been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 166, we signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? Okay, bill passes. We will move on to House Bill 397. Chair Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Subcommittee recommendation for HB 397 is favorable. The bill increases the amount from $10,000 to $25,000 that Marbitco may loan per seasonal full-time job projected to be created or retained under the Maryland Oyster Shucking House Loan Fund. That's a mouthful. The bill also reduces the number of years from 5 to 3 years that a person must have been a licensed seafood dealer in order to be eligible for the loans under the program. Other program requirements remain unchanged. Move the bill.
Second.
Bill's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 397, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? Okay, bill passes. We will move on to House Bill 425. Chair Boyce.
Bill, favorable recommendation from the subcommittee, excludes no committee amendments, excludes a licensed auctioneer from the definition of dealer under the State Boat Act if, one, the auctioneer is acting on behalf of a seller, secured party or owner, or two, the title does not pass to the auctioneer, and three, the auction is not for the purpose of avoiding the provisions of the State Boat Act. Move the bill.
Second.
Bill's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 425, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? Okay, bill passes. House Bill 780, Chair Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Subcommittee recommendation for House Bill 780 is favorable with amendments. As amended, the bill authorizes SHA to decrease the maximum speed limit on certain urban highways by 5 miles per hour without having to go through an engineering and traffic study. We added a couple amendments. The first amendment requires SHA to public notice of the speed limit reduction on its website and also in a local newspaper. And secondly, it prohibits the department from using a speed monitoring system on a road that's been reduced in speed by 5 miles per hour for 6 months after the decrease. Move the amendments.
Then moved and seconded. Discussion on the amendments. All in favor of the amendments, signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed to the amendments. Okay. Amendments passed.
Move the bill.
Bill is moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 780 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? Jacobs? Otto? Okay, Jacobs and Otto. Bill passes. It was a favorable with amendment, so does anyone wish to be added as a co-sponsor? I do. Delegate Boyce, Delegate Healy, Delegate Ziegler, Delegate Lehman.
All right, I have delegates Boyce, Healy, Lehman, and Ziegler.
Everyone good? All right. We will move on to House Bill 375. Chair Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 375 received a favorable recommendation from the subcommittee. It authorizes a person to ride a bicycle, play vehicle, or unicycle on a sidewalk or sidewalk area unless prohibited by local ordinance.
Mr. Chair, I have an amendment. I hope you'll consider it friendly.
Okay.
I would like to amend the bill, it should be in your packets, to refer to this as Jay's Law. Move the amendment.
Second.
Amendments are moved and second. Any discussion on the amendment? All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone wish to record in opposition to this amendment? All right, Chair Stewart.
Move the bill.
Passes.
Move the bill, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Bill's moved and second. Any discussion on the bill? All in favor of House Bill 375 as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone wish to be recorded in opposition to Jay's Law? Okay. Amendment passes. The bill passes, and because it's now favorable with amendment, does anyone wish to be added as a co-sponsor?
I think I may be.
Boyce, Holmes, Jacobs, Stewart, I think he's already on it, Otto, Terrassa, Ruth, Long, Baylor, Morgan, Addison, Ziegler, Foley, Guyton, Lehman, Lewis, Stein, Healy. All good? Okay. Moving on to House Bill 131, Chair Stein.
The subcommittee recommendation is favorable with amendments. As amended, this bill modifies the prioritization and eligibility for projects that receive funding from the Bay Restoration Fund septics account. Amendment number 1 makes technical changes. Amendment number 2 strikes language that would have established performance-based funding levels for BAT septic systems, alters priorities for septics account grant funding, and strikes language that would have altered certain provisions of state procurement law. Move the amendments.
Amendments been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the amendments? All in favor of the amendments, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed to the amendments? Okay, amendments pass.
Move the bill as amended.
Second.
Bill's moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill? Okay, all in favor of House Bill 131, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Does anyone wish to be recorded in opposition? Okay, bill passes. We have some withdrawals, 4 bills. Up, I'm sorry. Yes, sorry, it's a favorable amendment pile on. Does anyone wish to be added as a co-sponsor? Delegate Ruth, Delegate Guyton. Thank you. Okay, we have 4 bills for withdrawal. All in favor of withdrawal, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, bills have been withdrawn. We will take a 3-minute break so the system can reset and then start our bill hearings. Thank you all.